Hi, I'm Tina Hudson. Welcome to Thursday Talk with Tina, where we have been walking through the book of James verse by verse. We have come to a point in chapter 2, beginning with verse 14, where we're going to see three different types of faith described. Warren Wiersbe categorizes them into demonic faith, dead faith, and dynamic faith. Today we're going to be looking at dead faith. In verse 14, it says, "What does it profit, my brethren, if someone says he has faith, but does not have works? Can faith save him? If a brother or sister is naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you says to them, 'Depart in peace, be warmed and filled,' but you do not give them the things which are needed for the body, what does it profit? Thus also, faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead." And so what James is talking about here is that the faith that is so important to our Christian lives must be evident in our actions to other people. It's not good enough just to give them well wishes, but to send them away without meeting their needs. It's important that our faith shows up in our actions. And faith is important. It is the thing by which we come into relationship with Christ. Daily, we are to live our lives based on faith rather than on sight. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. It is the firm persuasion, it is the belief that God is who He says He is, and He will do what He says He will do in our lives. So we base our lives upon faith. And when we're talking about faith, and we're talking about dead faith in particular, a cemetery might be a good place to talk about that. But it is at this cemetery and on this particular grave that I have learned the most about my faith. You see, when Jordan, our little son, was stillborn 23 years ago, and he was full term and he was stillborn, God took my faith to a different level. Now, I didn't have dead faith then because I was a believer. I've been a believer since I was 12 years old. But to say that I had a dynamic faith was just simply not true. To say that I cared enough about other people to allow it to show in my actions, that was not true either. And so as I sat on this tombstone and argued with God over and over about how this could not be His perfect will, that maybe this was the first mistake He had ever made, and it didn't seem like anything good could come from this, He brought me to a place after a year of grieving to realize that I don't have to understand what He chooses for my life. I don't even have to like it in order to trust Him and believe that He is good. And so God used the death of my child to become the platform of the ministry that He would give me. Good things happen in our lives because we serve a good God. But sometimes He allows hard things to come into our lives as well. That doesn't make Him any less good. He is still a good God. He is still faithful. So today, in the trials that you're going through, are you questioning the goodness of God? Are you allowing Him to use those things to move your faith to an even greater dynamic level? Today, I pray that God will bless you, and as you go forward in faith, have a blessed day in Jesus.